Okay, testing, testing. Okay, it looks like we're good to go here. Like we are good to go on YouTube as well. August, hello, hello. We're just gonna dive right in because I am tired. I'm ready to. Principle 41. Build a powerful support team and delegate to them. The ascent of Everest was not the work of one day, or even of those few unforgettable weeks in which we climbed. It is, in fact, a tale of sustained and tenacious endeavor by many over a long period of time. That was Sir John Hunt scaled Mount Everest in 1953. Every high achiever has a powerful team of key staff members, consultants, vendors, and helpers who do the bulk of the work, while he or she is free to create new sources of income and new opportunities for success. World's greatest philanthropists, athletes, entertainers, professionals, and others also have people who manage projects and handle everyday tasks, enabling them to do more for others, hone their craft, practice their sport, and so on. The total focus process. To help you clarify what you should be spending your time on and what you should be delegating to others, do the following exercise. Your goal is to find the top 1, 2, or 3 activities that best use your core genius, bring you the most money, and produce the greatest level of enjoyment. Start by listing all those activities that occupy your time, whether they're business related, personal, or related to your civic organizations or volunteer work. List even small tasks such as returning phone calls, filing, or photocopying. Next, choose from this list those 1, 2, or 3 things that you are particularly brilliant at, special and unique talents, those things very few other people can do as well as you. Also, choose from this list the 3 activities that generate the most income for you or your company. Any activities that you are brilliant at and that generate the most income for you or your company are the activities where you'll want to focus the most time and energy. Finally, create a plan for delegating everything else to other people. Delegating takes time, training, and patience, but over time you can keep chipping away at the low payoff, non essential tasks on your list until you're doing less and less of those and more of what you're really good at. That is how you create a brilliant career. Seek out key staff members. If you're a business owner, and remember, becoming an entrepreneur early in life is one of the hallmarks of the most successful individuals throughout modern history, start looking for key staff members now or train your existing staff members on the tasks you identified above. If you're a one person business, start looking for a dynamic number 2 person who can handle your projects, run your programs, book your sales transactions, and completely take over other tasks while you concentrate on what you do best. You can hire them outright as employees or have them work part time on a contract basis as your company grows. I've seen many future achievers find a top flight business manager months sooner than they expected, only to see their business grow exponentially once they made a deal to bring that person on board. Often you'll find that once you put the word out, the right person was already circulating in your universe. You just didn't know it. And yeah, guys, I'm not co hosting on TikTok right now because the simple answer is the one time I did, I had a guy basically crash the show. So no co host right now, for right now. Still working on getting my numbers up, and I just don't want any people derailing what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to read the book. If philanthropic pursuits or community projects are your business, there are volunteers you can hire to help you. Consider college interns who may work solely for class credit. Unpaid internships, probably one of the greatest evils of modern capitalism. Don't participate in that. My 2 cents. You have several in our company, or perhaps a local foundation can offer you staff support for your project. You never know until you ask. Any and all work should be fully reimbursed and compensated. Not paying people for their work is frankly unethical. Even if they're interns, it's unethical. Yeah. Anyway, if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, your most valuable staff will be your house cleaner, the teenage helper down the street, your babysitter, and others who can help you get away for time by yourself and with your spouse. A neighbor or babysitter could also do grocery shopping, get your car washed, pick up the kids, or pick up the laundry and dry cleaning, all for $10 to $12 an hour. And thank you, Canester. If you're a single parent, these folks are even more important to your successful future and should be chosen with great care. Why you need personal advisors. Our world has become a very complex place. Just filing your tax return, planning for retirement, rewarding your employees, even buying a home has become more complicated than ever. We have the real estate market to thank for that. That's why every high achiever has a powerful team of personal advisors to turn to for assistance, advice, and support. In fact, this team is so critical it pays to begin assembling the team early on in your success journey. Regardless of whether you own a business, work for someone else, or stay home and raise your children, you need personal advisors to answer questions, help you plan, ensure that you make the most of life's efforts, and more. Your personal advisors can walk you through challenges and opportunities, saving you time, effort, and usually money. Your team of advisors should include your banker, your lawyers, a high net worth certified public accountant, your investment counselor, your doctor, nutritionist, personal trainer, and leader of your religious organization. In fact, if you run a business, this principle takes on a whole new meaning. Too many business owners, for example, don't even have an accountant. They run their entire business on a computer program and never have any outside expert checking their numbers. They never form relationships with outside consultants who can free them up to pursue their core competency and help them grow. You're a teenager or college student, your team might be your parents, your best friends, your football coach, your counselor, people who believe in you. Often with teens, we find their parents aren't really part of their core group, but instead a part of the enemy. Sometimes this is the teen's perception, but sometimes it's actually the way things are. If your parents are dysfunctional, alcoholic, or abusive, or if they're simply not there because they're workaholics or divorced, you need a team of friends and other adults in your corner. Often it's a parent of another teen in your neighborhood. If you're a working mom, your core group should include a good babysitter or daycare provider. Not only should you investigate them thoroughly, but you should also have a backup resource. You should have a good pediatrician and dentist too, plus others who can support you in raising healthy, happy children as you pursue your career. Athletes have their coterie of coaches, chiropractors, nutritionists, and performance consultants. They have, as part of their support team, people who specialize in designing diets for their body type and for their sport. They find trustworthy advisors and build and maintain those relationships over time. Once you determine who members of this support team are, you can begin to build and nurture those relationships. Make sure team members are clear about what you expect from them and that you're clear about what they expect from you. Is this a paid relationship? What kind of working relationship is preferable? How can both of you be there when the other person needs you? How can team members help you grow and succeed? And finally, how can you keep in touch with them and best maintain this relationship? I recommend that you create a schedule of monthly, quarterly, or semi annual meetings with every member of your team. Once you've chosen your team members, trust them. You don't have an assistant, you are one. That was Raymond Aaron, author of Double Your Income Doing What You Love. If you have chosen with care, you can begin to offload anything and everything that takes you away from focusing on your core genius, even personal projects. When Raymond Aaron sold his home and decided to move into an apartment, he delegated the entire project to his assistant. He told her to find a one-bedroom luxury apartment near his office with an exercise facility on the main floor. Find it, negotiate the lease, and bring me the contract to sign, he said. Then hire a moving van, get a check from my office to pay the movers, pack up the fragile items, supervise the movers, and drive behind them to my new home. Even had her hire an advanced cleaning crew, arrange the furniture with the movers, unpack the boxes, put everything away. Call Raymond when the move was complete. And where was Raymond while his assistant was moving his house? On vacation in Florida. We often fear that if someone else performs tasks for us, the job won't be done as well. The reality is there are people who love to do what you hate to do. And they often do a much better job than you would or could yourself, at a cost that is much lower than you might think. In fact, thanks to modern technology, these people don't necessarily need to live nearby in order to help you. Numerous trustworthy websites, such as elance.com and freelancer.com, will connect you with virtual assistants and freelance professionals and help you with a single project or ongoing work. Instead of working locally at your office or home, they work remotely and stay connected with you via email, telephone, Skype, or other digital means. What could a virtual assistant or virtual freelancer do for you? Write or edit reports, speeches, manuscripts, or proposals. Create a radio commercial, professionally record a telemarketing voice broadcast, or develop a YouTube video about your products or services. Do research of all kinds. Create your vacation photographs using Adobe Photoshop, then compile them into a hardcover photo book at Shutterfly.com. Answer your telephone, handle your email, respond to your product inquiries, manage your social media, plus so much more. Additionally, microjob websites such as Fiverr feature professionals who charge as little as $5 a project, a sum literally anyone can afford. There's no excuse anymore for doing everything yourself. There's no excuse anymore for doing everything yourself. Now, I'll have a quick aside before I wrap up today's episode, but there's a footnote here. Elance.com is by far the best known website for connecting with virtual workers with more than 3 million freelancers in 180 countries. Elance even helps you manage payment for services. If there's ever any dispute, you have a middleman to help you. Freelancer is a website that helps you outsource your contract work at a very low price. They seem to specialize more in the technical areas of website development, web design, computer programming, app development, data entry, internet marketing, and search engine optimization, as well as copywriting and graphic design. At the time of this writing, they've done more than 6 million projects for 11 million users. Okay, that was Principle 41, delegate something. Yeah, sorry. Build a powerful support team and delegate to them. And I would add this much as a quick footnote as I wrap up the chapter. It was very short today, thankfully, so I'm given some free range to add commentary. Yes, America is still very much a capitalist economy, capitalist world. Money buys pretty much everything. So if you can think up a job to do, yes, you can certainly pay someone somewhere to do it for you. That is not a matter of contention. What is, though, is the rising cost of services. The main reason, for example, that I did not pay movers coming here to where I currently live is because I noticed that there was a sharp increase in price by 100%. The price basically doubled for the exact same service. And not only that, but it was no longer 4 hours of service for U-Haul movers, but it was down to just 3 hours. So they were essentially crunching, they were reducing value, and they were charging more than ever before, an unprecedented amount for the very same service, which is inflation 101. And I would just say, watch out for that. If it's a job you can do yourself, I would discourage you from following Jack's advice. You don't need an assistant. You don't have to always have help when you can do a job yourself. There's an age-old saying, you want a job well done, you do what? You do it yourself. You don't hire someone else to do it because they can scuff it. They can, I still have to this day a dresser over there with a big scratch mark on it from when movers came and moved all of our furniture for the purpose of a carpet cleaning. So all that glitters isn't necessarily gold, Jack. You get what you pay for, and I do agree with them on the topic of research. Know what it is you're buying before you buy it. Know what the service is before you pay for it, regardless of whatever service or product it is. And I think there are cases where it does make sense to delegate. For example, in the case scenario of there being something you don't personally know how to do or can't do for whatever reason, yes, then of course it makes sense to hire someone to do it. But if it is, again, something that you could get done for cheaper or for free, by all means, do that instead. If you don't have to pay money, I've always said, just don't. Just don't. All right, please remember to support the show. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Donations, Venmo, Stormer Show. Please follow if you're on TikTok. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. I'm grateful for any and all support that this show should receive, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube. My YouTube definitely needs the help. So, again, just thank you for any and all help that this show should get. I'll be back tomorrow with more success principles, so please stay tuned. I will have success principles episodes basically every day without fail. And then I made the decision today to move my streaming series, my Let's Play, my walkthrough of Detroit Become Human, if you will, to the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I will only be doing Jack Canfield's The Success Principles all 7 days of the week. Detroit will now be Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Thank you so much for your understanding. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for that like, Julian. Have a nice night. Thank you so much for watching. Sleep tight. Drummer Show signing out and signing off.